Apparently, Hurricane Helene is now anticipated to be a Category 4. That's cool. We thought it was going to be Category 3. Now it's going to be Category 4. You know, we're looking at a nice, fresh new season for Florida. It's going to get worse. The hurricane has some very dangerous looking signs. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's going to look pretty damn bad. It's a super wide storm too. Yeah, let me get the projected. Yeah, there you go. See how big that one is? Here, show me the give me the girth. You know, that's what the ladies care about, folks. It's the girth, not the length.
It will change some impacts that are going to happen in coastal areas. Millibars have dropped now, right? It's down to 974. So that's another sign. This is where we're talking about 974. Another sign that this is strengthening. Did the storm movement change at all? Because I noticed it's moving north at 12 miles per hour. For most of this, from the last 24 hours, been moving west-northwest, and now you're starting to see it kind of make that northward jog throughout the eastern Atlantic. Something to watch. Wind speeds, of course, consistent at 85 miles per hour. So that's the new advisory. Cody behind me, by the way, he's letting me know no change in that storm movement. Something to be watching for when we take a broad view of overall. We are seeing that those outer edges of the storm have already dished out.
It's hitting Florida for a reason. Well, God is angry with Ron DeSantis. That is true. Yeah, it looks like, oh, goodbye, Tallahassee. This is only going to get worse and worse over time, of course. You know, there's a reason why insurance companies don't want to be doing business in Florida. I mean, over time, Florida is just going to become increasingly unlivable. It's not ever going to be truly unlivable. But modern infrastructure, modern we live in a society is relatively delicate. I mean, it doesn't take that much to rustle your water infrastructure, your energy infrastructure, your roads, and it's very expensive to repair. You know? We're not all living in wooden shacks where you've rebuilt after the hurricane once you rebuild the shacks. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Oh, apparently it's going to hit Nashville, though by that point it will have slowed down substantially. I suppose that's nice. Nashville has some good restaurants. I went there. It was a good time. Got to downgrade Florida from a state to a territory. Wipe your hands clean of it. Yeah. Slowing down can be worse if it just dumps rain. I guess I'm not up in my hurricane science. Helene flash flood potential. Jesus, that's pretty wide. Tallahassee's getting flash flooding right over here as well. But damn near a quarter of the country is hit with at least a marginal risk of flash flooding. And the infrastructural damage that you experience... Flash flooding, in a lot of ways, I mean, it's almost more dangerous in the long run, like civilizationally, than a lot of the other stuff that you get from a hurricane. Because you do billions of dollars in property damage. Like, even if no one dies, you do unavoidable property damage that erodes infrastructure. I mean, eventually, like, there's no way out of this. I mean, you can't, like, build a wall that'll prevent this from happening. This is the big killer. Storm surge. Oh, Jesus! 10 to 15 feet all along here? All right, well, I mean, that's like a flash flood, you know? 15 to 20 feet all along here. Sorry, my apologies. Can you explain that to Europeans? The water is going to go up. I mean, even Tampa Bay is getting hit with 5 to 8 feet, and that's not nothing. Like, that's, I mean, it depends on the, like, area to area, like, where the exact, we don't use feet. 15 to 20 feet is like 5 to 6 meters, I guess. 4 to 6 meters, thereabouts. Of water going up. More water. Higher, taller water. Helene expected to produce unsurvivable surge in Appalachia Bay. Surge threat. There is the danger of catastrophic and potentially unsurvivable storm surge for Appalachia Bay. Storm surge may begin to arrive as late as early Wednesday night ahead of the winds. That's right now. This forecast, if realized, is a nightmare surge scenario for Appalachia Bay. Please, please, please take any evacuation orders seriously. Maybe Florida sinking into the ocean will save democracy. Yeah, it hits all of the, like, pensioners around the coast and saves all the gay people in Miami. The National Weather Service doesn't use language like this lightly. No, I know! This is, like, horrifying. Thinking about this, the MAGA plan to end free weather reports. Oh yeah, this is an element of Project 2025 we haven't even talked about. Because weather reports being widely available are really inconvenient for oil, like fossil fuel companies because it provides evidence. It's kind of the same way that they prevented the CDC from studying gun violence because they're in the pocket of gun manufacturers. So by lowering the accessibility of weather reports, they can also kind of paint over the consequences of climate change. Oh, they're just evil. It's a death cult. It is a death cult. They want you dead. Well, I have never exaggerated to you when I say they are demons who want you dead. That's it. Like, it has never been an exaggeration. It has never been hyperbole. That is just what they are. Do they want to shut down NPR too? Yes. Well, yes. That's, yeah. This is, like, genuinely horrifying. Water levels along the immediate coast can reach the following heights above ground level within the indicated areas. Elevated water levels will likely be accompanied by large and destructive waves. This isn't the height of the waves. This is the water, like, level rising, and then on top of that, waves. This is the hurricane pulling water into its center. The storm surge is the ocean rising, and then there's waves on top of that. The waters in Katrina were about 15 feet. Well, in Katrina, the main hamper was the fact that New Orleans is below sea level. But, yeah. Just like Florida? Well, yeah, I guess a lot of Florida is also pretty damn low. But it's, like, not literally underwater. And then there's the flash flooding. And the flash flooding is just the rain. The flash flooding isn't the storm surge, and it's not the waves. It's the rain on top of that. We're talking about, like, multiple mathematical models of destruction combining. Floods are what kill people. Focus on wind speeds too much. Yeah, wind speeds are probably the least. They're the, like, spookiest in concept, I think, but they're the least. I mean, past a certain point, I guess, maybe. But for the most part, we're talking about flooding and the storm surge. Here in Asheville, it's already flooding, and they're calling for 23 feet of floodwaters in the French Broad River. 23? Can I get a live feed of this? I want like a satellite feed or something. A little bit scuffed, but it's not nothing. Yeah, they're just getting hit by the edges of it right now. It's not time yet. This is much clearer. I mean, this isn't like live, it's a GIF, but yeah. They're still getting hit by the outer edges. The hurricane isn't going to get landfall for a little while. For a little while. Evacuation orders for Florida counties. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Charlotte County, evacuation order, mandatory. Citrus County, evacuation order, mandatory. Dixie County, evacuation order, mandatory. Franklin County, evacuation order, mandatory. Gulf County, Jefferson County, yeah. Many of these are for high group flood zone areas and are not full counties. Yeah, I parsing all the details would probably take more time than the bit of information is worth. It's just, like, I think important to recognize the severity of this. NOAA satellites? Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, we actually have a live satellite. There we go. Yep, that is... Yep, that is what the planet Earth looks like. So as you can see right now, Florida is being buffeted with the outer edges. And it's moving like this. It's going to, like, curve like this. So the real up hit is going to be right here. Everything in the red here. Why the f does this map have red at both the high and low elevation? All of this deep red that you see here in the area that the storm surge is going to hit has an elevation of 0 feet to, like, 10 feet. All, like, look down here at this light red to dark red. Like, this chunk, that's this. It's because there's 0 high elevation. Yeah, no, there's basically no elevation that high in Florida. Yeah, if you're in Florida right now, Benjamin, and you're watching this, I hope you're watching this from a secure place. I'm not joking. Like, this entire area is about to be underwater. Right? That's not hyperbole on my part, right? Oh, this is in meters, not feet. Sorry. Okay, so then for the 20-foot storm surge, we'd only be looking at stuff at around this ballpark, the light red. So everything over here that we're seeing in the lighter red, like, it's not exaggeration on my part to say that that's literally all going to be underwater. Like, if you look at Florida from space in 12 hours, everything shown here in light red is going to be blue because of water. Now we'll be fine. Interactive surge map. Potential storm surge flooding map inundation. Potential storm surge flooding. Intertidal zone greater than 1 foot above ground, greater than 3, greater than 6, greater than 9. Oh boy. All of the red greater than 9 feet above the ground. And that's pretty deep inland too. That's not just the coast. I mean, that's miles and miles and miles inland. This is from the government. And then even the blue is greater than 1 feet above the ground. All this is where it would end. This is where the storm surge would end. Trump recently said the sea rise would make more beachfront. Yeah, he did literally say that. That is true. He did literally say, well, isn't climate change a good thing because it creates more beachfront property? Which definitionally no. If you reduce the amount of land, you reduce the overall, like, perimeter of... That's not how that works. I know a lot of this is swamp area, but, like, there are a lot of people who live here. This is some of the most beautiful, like, coastline in the world. There's Tallahassee. I guess the southern reach of it just gets flooded. No, it isn't. I've been there! It's beautiful! It's got beautiful white sand. Have you been anywhere else? Yeah? Even Tampa. Like, look. There are significant portions of Tampa that are going to get hit with between 1 and 3 foot storm surge above. And that's just the storm surge, not even the waves above it or the flooding from the rain. That's downtown Tampa too. It's literally hitting the international airport. Is this happening now? I think it's meant to really begin within the next few hours. Like, it's going to happen tonight. When the storm surge is going to start rising. Is this in Florida? Yes, this is in Florida. All right, well, it's not good. Storm surge isn't the only issue. Tornadoes are expected to drop from supercells across the East Coast due to the rain bands of this hurricane. That's more meteorology than I understand or know anything about. I'll just believe you. I believe you. That's all I've got. I'm sorry. Happy, Manisa 18. Tampa native here. Wish me luck. Good luck.